Tensions in the Middle East are rising once again after reports confirmed that the United States has deployed its fifth-generation stealth fighter, the F-22 Raptor, closer to Iranian territory. The move has sparked widespread geopolitical speculation about Washington's strategic intentions and the broader implications for regional stability. The F-22 Raptor is widely regarded as one of the most advanced air superiority fighters in the world. Designed with stealth technology, it can evade enemy radar systems while maintaining unmatched speed, agility, and combat effectiveness. Its presence in any operational theater immediately shifts the strategic balance. Defense analysts suggest that this deployment is not merely routine. Instead, it represents a strategic signal. In modern military doctrine, deterrence often plays a more significant role than direct confrontation. By positioning high-end assets like the F-22 in sensitive regions, the United States demonstrates readiness and reinforces its commitment to protecting its interests and allies. Developed by Lockheed Martin, the F-22 was originally conceived during the final years of the Cold War to counter emerging advanced fighter threats. Its capabilities include advanced AESA radar systems, supercruise technology that allows sustained supersonic flight without afterburners, and thrust vectoring engines for extreme maneuverability. The Middle East has long been a geopolitical flashpoint. Strategic maritime routes, global energy supply chains, and competing regional powers make the region highly sensitive to military movements. Even limited deployments can carry substantial political and economic consequences. Iran, for its part, continues to advance its missile programs, drone capabilities, and regional partnerships. While there has been no official confirmation of imminent conflict, the accumulation of military assets on both sides raises concerns about potential miscalculations. Experts emphasize that military deployments can serve multiple purposes. They may reassure allies, deter adversaries, or strengthen diplomatic leverage. In many cases, the objective is to prevent conflict rather than initiate one. However, history shows that increased military presence in contested regions can elevate the risk of unintended escalation. Airspace interceptions, naval encounters, or misinterpreted maneuvers could trigger rapid developments if not carefully managed. The global community is closely monitoring the situation. Any significant escalation in the Middle East could impact international energy markets, global trade routes, and broader geopolitical stability. At this stage, U.S. officials describe the deployment as part of broader regional security efforts. No direct offensive operation has been announced. Nevertheless, the symbolism of deploying one of the world's most advanced fighter jets is difficult to ignore. Strategic messaging in international relations often extends beyond words. The movement of high-value military assets can communicate resolve, preparedness, and deterrence more effectively than public statements. For now, diplomacy remains active behind the scenes. International observers continue to call for restraint from all parties to avoid destabilizing an already volatile region. As the situation evolves, global attention remains focused on whether this development represents routine force rotation or the early stages of a broader strategic shift. This development is unfolding at a time when the regional security landscape is undergoing significant transformation. Several Middle Eastern nations have increased their defense budgets in recent years, modernized their air defense systems, and strengthened military partnerships with international allies. In that context, any deployment of advanced combat assets is automatically interpreted as part of a broader competition for influence. Beyond the military dimension, the economic aspect is equally critical. The Gulf region represents a vital artery for global energy distribution. Even minor instability can affect global oil prices, stock markets, and currency values worldwide. International investors tend to react quickly to signs of escalation, meaning market responses often occur before any actual deterioration of the situation. At the same time, the United States maintains long-term strategic interests in the region. In addition to protecting traditional allies, Washington seeks to ensure that international maritime routes remain secure and open. The presence of fifth-generation fighter aircraft forms part of a broader defense architecture that includes radar networks, aircraft carriers, and military bases across partner nations. Meanwhile, Iran has increasingly emphasized an asymmetric defense strategy. Rather than directly matching Western air superiority, Tehran has focused on developing medium-range missile capabilities, armed drones, and regional alliances. This strategy is designed to create a balancing effect without engaging in large-scale conventional confrontation. International security observers note that the balance of power in the Middle East is becoming increasingly complex. It is no longer solely about the United States and Iran, but also about other global powers with economic and political stakes in the region. These intersecting interests give every military move layered strategic meaning. In diplomatic terms, several communication channels remain open despite rising tensions. Mediation efforts by neutral states and indirect negotiations often serve as mechanisms to prevent misunderstandings. History has shown that crisis communication plays a vital role in preventing open conflict. Domestic political factors also cannot be ignored. Foreign policy decisions are frequently influenced by internal political dynamics. Leadership calculations, public opinion, and legislative pressures can all shape strategic choices, including military deployments. Over recent decades, the nature of global conflict has evolved. Direct confrontations between major powers have become less common, while technological competition, economic sanctions, and information warfare have gained prominence. In this broader spectrum of competition, the deployment of advanced fighters can function as strategic signaling rather than preparation for immediate combat. Defense analysts further emphasize that modern combat technology is deeply integrated with digital command systems and real-time intelligence networks. This means that a squadron of fighter jets does not operate in isolation but is connected to satellites, surveillance systems, and global command centers. It highlights how 21st-century military operations rely heavily on information superiority. Nevertheless, some experts argue that long-term stability cannot be achieved solely through military means. Economic development, regional dialogue, and multilateral cooperation remain essential foundations for sustainable peace. Without consistent diplomatic engagement, increased military capability may simply reinforce cycles of mistrust. The international community is now watching closely to see whether this move will be followed by additional deployments or balanced by renewed diplomatic initiatives. Many hope that this display of strength will encourage restraint rather than provoke escalation. As events continue to unfold, a central question remains: will this deployment contribute to regional stabilization, or will it deepen existing rivalries? The answer largely depends on how global leaders manage this highly sensitive situation. What is clear is that the Middle East has once again become a focal point of global attention. Every military movement, official statement, and diplomatic step is now under international scrutiny. In such circumstances, caution and open communication are crucial to ensuring that tension does not spiral into open conflict. The coming months will be decisive in shaping the trajectory of regional security dynamics. The world hopes that stability remains the overriding priority amid increasingly complex great power competition.